Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. My name is Walden Wong and I'm a comic book artist. Specifically, I do a lot of inking work. I've done work for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Dark Horse, Image, IDW, Viz Media, just to name a few. So I've been doing this for a long time. And I also have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is Walden Wong Art. There's links below. On my channel, I talk about different things I do in the comic book industry. Also tutorials, techniques, how to do different ways, how to use certain tools, how to create certain textures and things like that. So Comic Art Talk approached me and asked me to do some comic art portfolio reviews, and then we have some today. So let's take a look at this submission from this artist and we'll read what he has to say. So right here, here's this entry. Hi, I'm sending in some sequential pages from published work in 2015 and 2017. Here's some information on me. I'm a freelance comic artist from Guam. There are only a handful of comic published artists, creators on the island, and most are self-published. There is no sequential art college programs and no comic industry in Guam. Most of what you see attached is stuff I've learned through trial and error, researching through how to draw comics and a degree in fine arts. Okay, let's see what else? I've been published as a comic artist twice. Russ Wooten's Kickstarter funded anthology, horror anthology, the Dark Reaches Vol.1, and Plot Twist Publishing first horror anthology, Tome of Terror. Both are attached. I'm currently lined up to illustrate one story in the Dark Reaches Vol.2 and the other working on putting a pitch together for the original graphic novel, a ghost story from Guam. Thanks for the opportunity. Hope to hear back from you soon. Sonny Kang Chargualaf, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And then right here, here's some of these pages. I went ahead and printed them out. There are the printouts. So let's take a look at some of these. These are the 4 pages. It's pretty well done. So we'll take a look at all the pages. This is page 1, 2, 3. I made little notes so I can explain what I would do differently. And then here's the 4th page. It's pretty well done. All the composition and everything looks pretty good. Nice use of blacks, nice use of whites. So here's the first page. Let's take a closer look. Closer look at the page. It's really well done. There's only maybe little things that I would do differently. For example, I noticed you put a halo right over here. If you're gonna halo something, you may as well halo everything. So I would whiten up that part and then halo this. Okay, so just like that, this part you have a halo here and a halo here, but I don't see one here. So be sure when you're haloing something, you're gonna halo everything else. So just like that, I'm gonna do this quickly. So that pops the character out more. Now, additionally, when I do halos, if I'm gonna halo a character in front, I'm gonna halo everything else here. No reason to have just that part halo and this not haloed. Over here, you did some good halos here. Now, when you're haloing, another thing to keep track of is, look at these halos. There's line weights on it. When you're doing comics and it's going to be colored, the colorist is going to color that and it's going to look like strings or something. So you want to pay attention to the way you do halos. You want the halos to be consistently throughout. You don't want it to be, you don't want the halos to have a line weight. Now check out over here. You have a halo here, but over here you don't. So I would add a halo to separate here. Same for this. If you halo here, you should really halo over there also. So these are little inking techniques. Okay, good job over here. I like the way you hatch. Okay, now right over here. Here's something that you should pay attention to. Now when I'm looking at the hair here, right away I see that there's small taper lines, but as you can hear, they get thicker. You really want to make those either the same thickness throughout the whole hair, not all of them to be like not so narrow here and then so wide over here. And you want to curve those hair more consistently. Same for over here, you have a thick one and then a thin one and a thick one. Some of the thick ones, it just has like a double line, so be careful about that. But overall, the hatch lines are pretty good. Sometimes if you want to make an area darker, so far everything I've seen here, including all these other pages, I see you doing a single hatch line. Think about adding a cross hatch. When you're cross-hatching, it gives it more form. Let me grab a pencil. For example, right here, you have this crosshatch. If you wanted the dark area, you have this hatch line. If you want a dark area, you can also crosshatch. This gives it more of a form. So don't just rely on one-time hatching, but 2 times hatching. Even sometimes going as much as 3 times. Now I'm going to move on to the next page. So let's take this. Let's look at this. So here's the next page, and right over here, we see this bed. Going to the next page, you see the same bed standing up. Kind of feels like Han Solo frozen is carbonate. Like, try to draw a different pose, a different camera angle. I mean, all these are nice, but you have this bed standing straight. Like, you're using that that rectangular pattern. So what I would have done is, if I was drawing this page over here, I would change that panel to something like this. See, it's basically the same move. Just move the camera angle from top facing down, because you already have that here, and putting it from the bottom facing facing her head, like this. So you do some foreshortening here. So here's her looking at the window, and then the bop 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 goes over there. So this is how it was before, and we're going to adjust it to here, like that. Okay, and then here, very nice, very good, very good. Now over here, now when I'm inking lines, I want lines that are further in the front to be thicker. Objects in front is always thicker, and objects in the back is usually thinner. So right over here, you see those blinds? We have thick lines on the figure, but on the blinds, that line over here is really thin. Right over here. Let's focus. This line is really thin. So what I would do is I would thicken up that line. When you thicken up this line, there's more of a depth into the artwork. Just like that. Okay? Same for over here. You see that the couch, that line in the back is so thick, and then the hair is so thin. You're gonna either want to make this line thinner or make this thicker. Remember, things that are in front are thicker, things that are further back are thinner. You also want to think about foreground, middle ground, and background. When you're inking, it's not just tracing lines or inking what's there. You need to think about what's in front and what's in back. Now, since she's in front, you want to have her a little bit thicker. So watch, when I thicken up this with a Sharpie, her head just bounce out better. Now same for the magazine. You see this line right here? This line on the shoulder is thicker than the lines in the magazine. So what I would do is I would thicken up the lines on the magazine. That way the magazine will pop out better, just like right here. I'm using a Sharpie, but when you're inking, just keep that in mind. Same for this. You want things in the front to be thicker, so I would make that thicker. Okay, same thing for here. Look how thin that the top of the hair looks, and look how thick the couch. So when you're making, just stay focused on the things that are in front. So you want to pop those out. Okay. Page 3, we have this one. Here's page 3. Let's take a look at page 3. Good job on page 3. Okay, right over here. Bam, bam, bam. Good job, good job. Good anatomy. Good. Okay, right over here. Good. Okay, there's 2 things I will watch out for. One of them is called tangents. Tangent is when you're sharing the same line. Tangent, you see this line right here? Okay, let me focus. Okay, this line right here is sharing the same line with the neck. It looks like, she's being hung or something. So what I would do differently here is, instead of that line being directly where the back of the room corner is, I would have that corner maybe over here. This way, she'll look like she's floating higher. I'm gonna white out this so you can kind of see it. Okay, get rid of that. Okay. So now you have her floating. Now here, I know she's floating. She looks like she's floating. And right here, she looks like she's just standing. So a way to make a character float is just add a shadow underneath the bottom right over here. You can always draw part of the room in the background like this. So adding that little shadow will make it look like she's floating, because I know that's what's happening on this page. Okay, good job. Good textures. Okay, nice over here. Good. Watch out for little things like that. I don't know if you did the lettering or someone else did the lettering. So this looks like an underarm here. So maybe move that higher. Just don't share the same area here. It looks like tassel or something. Okay, now and then we're going to have this page. This is the last page. Okay, so right over here, Good job. Yes, overall it's pretty good work. Okay, now right here, now on here we have a halo there. I would also halo this chair. Why halo something in front and not halo something that's right next to it? Okay, good textures. Everything overall pretty good. I noticed you have some textures on the wall here. I would just add just a few more, textures around here. Now I don't know what this. Oh, this is a caption. Okay, there. Now let's go back and look at some of the other things that we can talk about. Like remember earlier I was telling you about the blinds, how things are in front are thicker and things that are further back is thinner. Same goes with this. This is the door that just got kicked in. So what I would do, I would make this line here a little bit thicker. See that? Also, the shoes here, just make it a little bit thicker. So this way, it'll be in your face kicking. Okay, good job. Same over here. Look at that. Okay. Now, I don't know if you want to concentrate as an inker or pencil. Your penciling job is really nice. Inking, just have certain lines thicker, like this chair over here. The chair, the line over here is thicker than the body. I would make the body thicker, or I would make the lines in the back thinner. Your choice. Just remember, we're inking foreground, middle ground, background. Okay, good job here. Okay, we have the tangent. We cover that. Okay, we cover this, and then we cover that, and there you go. So that's what I would do differently. So the hair, the halo, changes panel. So let's take a look at all these pages once again. So for the first panel, remember to concentrate on your halos. Okay, when you're haloing something, make sure it's consistent all around. Okay, right over here. Okay, you halo it here, but then you didn't halo here. Either choose to decide to halo on the inside of the hair. If you do the inside, I will also do the inside halo. Don't just do the outside here and then the inside here. I would try to be more consistent because the colorist needs to look at the project. This may be a black and white project, but if you ever move on to do color projects, you also have to think about the colorists, how they're going to color it. So if you have a halo on the outside and then a halo on the inside, it's going to be a little bit confusing for the colorist to do the project. Okay, page 2, I would change that panel so we don't have two panels that's like perfect rectangles. Okay, so I would just change that to this. Okay, and then we have very nice panel, very good, very good. This is, you draw faces really well. Draw faces really well. Okay, right over here, complete the line. Right over here, I just noticed this line over here. Complete that line. So you want to draw that line right over there. Okay, good job. Think about doing some cross hatching. Here's page 3. Very nice job. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, also think about light source when you're inking. See, this line is thick over here. Usually the bottom of the objects, they're thicker. Okay, so bottom of the arm, you want lines like that to be thicker. Just like right over here, like that. Okay. Just some good line bouncing, but I would try to make it more smoother. There's a lot of bouncing around. Sometimes it's confusing as to where you're trying to create the line weight, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. Okay, and then we have this last page. So there you have it. Those are some of the things I would change. So right here, just add some textures. Concentrate on the halo. Yeah, so let's do some of the halos over here. Some of the halo here, there's not quite enough, okay? So right over here, you're gonna halo this figure, you might as well just halo the back of this figure to separate it a little bit more. See, now this whole character pops out, so I'm gonna put a halo around him, and then the halo here. You see, right over here, this character's head has halo, but the rest of the objects doesn't have a halo. So you wanna halo that. Okay, be fair to all the halos. Okay, this arm over here, this arm seems to be a little bit thin. Again, look at the line weight on this character, the middle ground. Look at the line weight on the foreground character. So lines, objects in front is thicker. So make that a little bit thicker like that. Okay, same for over here. Try to make the hair a little bit smoother. It looks like digital inking. I'm not really sure if it's digital or traditional. Maybe traditional. Good job on this one. Good job on this page. And then this page, just change that panel. And then on this page, just focus on here. Make sure if you're tapering something, just make sure they're consistent throughout. It's pretty jarring when there's like big triangles, big taper lines like this, and all of a sudden little taper lines and then no taper lines. So make sure when you're inking here is consistent. Good job here. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Comic Art Talk. In the future, there's going to be more portfolio reviews that Comic Art Talk has asked me to do a few. So don't forget, subscribe below, like this page, ask some of your friends, share. Also check out my YouTube page, Walden Wong Art, links below. I also have a Patreon page, so check that out also. Patreon page, we'll add links below. There it's going to be, I'll post stuff that I don't post in other social media sites. So again, subscribe below to Comic Art Talk, subscribe to my channel, Walden Wong Art, and check out my Patreon page if you have the time to do so. All the links are below. Until next time, enjoy. I hope you enjoy this portfolio review, critique, and keep on drawing.